Should we do a clap in after you?
You want another slate?
Yeah.
Here's what I'll do for you. Chase Bliss interview part 2.
Got it.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Again, my name is Lou, and the channel is called Frequency Fading, and this is part 2, sitting down with Joel Korte from Chase Bliss Audio. I figured we'd focus on the end of 2019 and then talk about what's coming in the future. So,
I've changed my coffee mug. This one has water in it. This is from the Instagram band memes 666. Are you familiar?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's pretty great, but got some mugs.
got some mugs.
Anyway,
All right, so
little plug there.
I like it. I like it. And you were plugging Benson
Oh yeah.
before that, so have to, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So we'll see
Nice.
if I bring out a third mug. I don't know if there's more parts. Is there a part 3?
No, this is going to be
Okay,
part
great.
2.
Okay.
I think
2 mugs. That's
yeah,
good.
2
Yeah.
mugs. All right, so September 2019,
Mm-hmm.
you launched a Kickstarter.
Yep.
What was that for?
That was for Blooper, our looping pedal. That's kind of the brainchild. I don't know if I'm saying this right. It's the brainchild of Knobs Demos. It's his creation. It's his concept. It's his pedal. I just helped make it for him.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, huge thing.
Well, yeah.
Huge end to
Mhm.
2019, because I think everyone was a little bit confused when Mood came out,
Mm-hmm.
because they thought that was the looping pedal.
Yeah, and actually that worked out really well because we were really worried about people being a lot more confused than they were.
I was confused.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But how did you figure it out? Did we do a good job communicating that they?
I
were
think I
actually
started
two-
reading through the comments, and when it was said that it was the Mood was a microtonal looper, then that's when I kind of started putting it together.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is going to be pretty amazing. I was like, there's already this versatility built into the pedals. I can only imagine what this is going to be, and it was said right up front, it was a combination between you and Knobs, and he's helped you a ton.
Yep.
As far as, he's one of the main people, probably next after Andy Othling, that I came across to learn about your stuff.
Okay.
And to really dig in deep and like incredible demo videos.
Yep.
So tell me about, I guess, how that happened, I guess, to get to the pedal, right?
Well, I saw his video. I think it was back in 2015 for the Montreal Assembly Count to 5, his demo video, and I was just blown away. I thought it was just such a good video. It's like, I have to work with this guy. So I reached out to him and started working together on some demos. He did a little documentary on Chase Bliss in 2015, and we just got to be really good friends. And I was always, really tried to coordinate my releases for when he was able to do videos. And the more we hung out together, the more I just saw him as really having great ideas as a product designer. It's so great to work with him, too, because he makes videos. He's able to explain things so well with that medium. And yeah, we just got to be really good friends, basically. And he's always wanted to make this looper, and I wanted to help him make it.
So why Blooper?
Blooper, I named it, actually. I guess, I don't know. They're like, what should we call it? And I was like, Blooper. Like, I just like,
just
it was
rolled
just
out.
just the first thing I thought of. And he's like, that's actually pretty good. And then our guy that did the DSP coding on it, Mark Seal, who runs 3 Degrees Audio, he was just like, Blooper, really? we're naming this Blooper, you know?
Yeah.
We're like, yep.
The Blooper Looper.
Yeah. Blooper.
So, he used to be just a hand and a voice. Well, first it started as just a hand, right, on his videos.
Yep, no voice. Yeah.
And then voice as the blooper video segments as the pedal was being developed.
Yeah, he wanted me to be that guy that was kind of like narrating it, and then he just was like, no, that's going to be impossible. Like,
Right.
He's like, I just have to do it.
And then now we have a head
Yeah.
attached to a body, finally.
Yeah, I think he, enjoyed being anonymous, and then he was kind of forced to speak because he wanted to, we needed someone to narrate this, this series we made on designing the pedal. And then when we're like, well, now we need someone to explain how this thing works, and
Right.
he's just like, it's just getting kind of silly that I don't show my face, so I'm just gonna do it. It's just more like just practical. Like he was like,
It's time.
it's not such a big deal to me. Like it is. It was kind of a fun thing to be anonymous, and I also think that he likes not being recognized if we're at like trade shows or
Right.
something.
And that's understandable. I totally get that anonymity, right?
Yep.
How's he handling it?
I think he's just fine.
He's fine.
He's ready. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. It's
Nice.
not like he's like, a big celebrity or something.
I mean,
Well, yeah. If you go to NAMM, people are like, "Hey, it's Knobs," but
Snubs.
yeah.
And we're entering into March here soon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, we're in March, I should say. And you're getting ready to release it to the public now.
Yep. We're shipping to dealers right now so that they'll have it for March 17th, our release date.
And how's that been going? Everything's
going great.
smooth, ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, we have it, we had to really hustle to get the units out to the Kickstarter folks in December. So we kind of have it down to a science now,
Right.
as far as doing everything we need to do to make sure they're right. Yeah, and then for the Kickstarter release, we had a batch of like bad potentiometers, so
Okay.
some people had to like send theirs back in, but we got all that straightened out now, so this actually seems really easy now.
Yeah, I saw that
That
on
was
the Facebook, one of the Facebook pages, the
Yeah.
groups that I'm part of. People were saying, to just test it out, and there were some were having problems. But that's what's great about your team is I've emailed a couple different times, for different things, and everyone's super responsive. Like it's
Yeah.
immediate, and that's one thing that people have to know is like you care,
Oh yeah.
and it's
much.
taken care of immediately. And yeah, but that's good.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
have to. I
Because
mean,
it's
just running a business, you
Yeah.
gotta care about your customers, otherwise why would they want to buy anything from you,
Right. So now we're in 2020, and you're getting ready to launch a new line of pedals called the Automatone,
Yep.
right? I'm pronouncing that correct?
Yeah, I think so. Automatone. This is my personal prototype.
So that's the one you're constantly tweaking, working on a
Well,
daily
actually, we
basis.
just got like the final revision of the board. Chris Benson didn't like that you couldn't control the gain of the fuzz, because the fuzz just kind of like it's either on or off. It's
Right.
it's just sort of like an extra thing, which you still have a lot of control over it because it runs into Chris's preamp, which has controls, and then also I don't know, I should like show this. I'm just assuming everyone knows exactly what this does, but that's kind of
They're seeing
silly.
videos.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
seeing stuff from NAMM, so
So like the heart of it is Chris's preamp, Chris Benson from Benson Amplifiers. He has this great pedal. I do have one. Sorry, everybody. This, and it's just a wonderful preamp overdrive, and it's very versatile. Has a lot of sounds in it. So I always thought it would be cool to have it have it be able to have presets. But then of course this has motorized controls. So
Yeah.
if you can recall presets, and the controls go to the actual position. So that's kind of the heart of it. And then I designed a fuzz that can go in front of it, The reason I have this board is Chris wanted to be able to kind of internally tweak the fuzz.
Right.
So, I mean, even though it's just kind of like on or off, you can set the volume and the gating and also the gain. Those are those 3 trim prods. You'll see on this prototype, you could just control the gating and the volume. This is going to be closed up, the actual pedal.
Yeah.
I just have it
I
off.
believe you have wood sides, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It actually, this is the side just to make it like shielded, but then the wood goes on top of it for just wood looks nice, you know. And anyway, then I also have a parametric mids control here that you can either put in front of Chris's preamp or after it, or just remove it from the circuit. And that's really nice because you can like slam the front end with mids, or like scoop it, or then shape frequencies after the overdrive, after the fuzz, and then you can change the clipping on the preamp. This is our preset management system here, so you can hop around to different presets. 3 banks of 10 presets for 30 presets, and that's the gist of it.
Even more versatility versus your other pedals.
You know what's nice about this one though is I just feel like you can kind of explain it to almost anyone.
Right.
You know, whereas people see the dip switches and you talk about ramping, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like I can kind of explain this in like 30, I don't know how long that was, but it was pretty exhaustive explanation in like less than a minute, I think.
No, I think it's good.
Yeah.
So, and this is the first time I've ever seen motorized sliders on a pedal. Normally it's a board in a studio.
Yeah, I think we're the only people that have done that.
Which is that's another groundbreaking thing.
What was funny was like I would go in, you know, you see them all the time in studios. So I'd always think like, oh, that'd be cool to have on a pedal, just thinking someone would do it. And then like no one ever did. And then I was like, well, I'm going to do it then.
Yeah. Usually it's for automation purposes, for those that don't know. In the studio for controlling mixes, having certain things fly in and fly out, and not having to cover a huge board, right? So you're able to, on the fly, change your settings just by toggling them, and the sliders are going to go appropriately where you've set them. Is there anything that you'll be able to add with automation down the road, or is that...
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely thinking about it. I want to make, I'm feeling really confident about the sliders holding up.
Yeah.
Because we got really good sliders, and we've done lots of stress tests on them. But I'm not opposed to doing automation type of stuff and some product, but before we get too far into that space, I want to really make sure I understand what these things are capable of, you know.
So you had a unique situation where you needed somebody to help code that.
Yes.
And I met him at one of your shows.
Oh, Charlie?
Charlie.
Yeah, he's
and
awesome.
I had a great chat with him. And you put a call to arms basically out to the internet.
Yeah, I ran into some problems doing the coding myself because moving backwards a little bit. Basically, all the sliders have their own characteristics a little bit. Some of them are have a little more friction. Some of them have a little bit less. And then, of course, like sometimes stuff can get into the sliders and like change those properties. So you have to actually write pretty sophisticated program to account for all that. And I just had no experience in it. And I just got to a point where I was like, gosh, if I'm going to do this, I really need someone with more experience. Yeah. So I asked around in my network a little bit and just wasn't getting anywhere. So then I'm like, I'm just going to ask the internet, and just wrote this big long post, and I got like...
I saw it.
I got like 20 serious inquiries in about 6 hours. And Charlie and I just kind of hit it off right away, and I was like, I think this is the guy. He was down here on site for 3 weeks within like 10 days of emailing me. So he was available. That was also a nice thing.
Probably this past year has been a lot of traveling back and forth between Blooper, this pedal.
Yeah, lots of travel.
Yeah,
it's been kind of crazy. But yeah, Charlie's actually gonna start working here.
spring, right? He's moving
Yep.
up, if
Mhm.
I'm not mistaken, when we chatted.
Yeah.
Super nice guy,
He's awesome.
easy to talk to, so
Mhm.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, we're just kind of made for each other, me and Charlie.
So, Winter NAMM 2020, you announced another pedal,
Oh yes, I did.
and I know it's still in the works.
This one has one sides.
But it was there to demo,
Yep.
and there's something unique about it that's you've never. Well, I mean, this is unique, right? This
Yep.
whole form factor, but something else about it. You did collaborate with Maris.
Yep. More jacks.
More jacks, but
Yeah.
what are they?
Stereo.
Stereo.
So yeah, I mean, you just can't sell a expensive reverb these days to the kids if it's not stereo.
So I think you're finally fulfilling the request
The prophecy
of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's been kind of joking about it
Mm-hmm.
and asking for it.
Yeah.
What's kind of been that thing that's kind of been holding up stereo for you,
Well,
like with your pedals?
I think it's just, my pedals are already so expensive generally, and it just generally, especially with analog stuff,
Yeah.
it just costs more to do a true stereo because you kind of like have to do two pedals in one oftentimes. I mean, there's different ways. Sometimes, also, nobody can really agree on exactly what stereo is. Like, you'll see a lot of stereo pedals out there that have two jacks. But like if it's an analog pedal, I don't know, sometimes it's like, is that really stereo?
Right.
Or did you just like put an extra jack on the output? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So stereo can mean different things to different people. And also, my pedals are really expensive as they are, and to make it stereo and then potentially have to add cost. And also I just didn't understand really.
Okay.
I think a little bit.
Yeah.
But now I do.
When can we kind of expect that one? When are we looking for that?
We're gonna really try. I mean, we're saying like late summer at the NAMM show, and we're gonna really shoot for that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working on it, but it's right there. It's getting there. I mean, the hardest thing with this, well, not the hardest thing, but one of the hard things is just like these are hard to make, so we just have to plan out how that can happen, and you can't really screw up. You have to make sure it's right, otherwise it's going to be a big problem just because they're expensive to make.
Yeah. Are you going to be going away from the previous format? Like, do you see this being the future for you, or are you going to still be doing both formats?
I'll say this: there's plans for more pedals currently in
Okay.
the old format, so
Okay.
yeah, not moving away.
Okay, so it'll be both.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Any, I'm sure you have more plans for this down the road as well. Everything's still...
I have some ideas, but no, there's nothing conceptually right now with Automatone where I'm like, that's 100% happening.
Right.
There's some stuff floating around, but it's fun once you get the platform sorted out, and Charlie's been working super hard on it, and getting all the expression configuration stuff squared away, which is it's just really nice because once we get that sorted out, then we can use that on this and other stuff. Presumably.
I saw him the other day, I believe, using a Old Blood Noise Endeavors slider.
Yeah, I mean, he's just
trying different stuff.
It's it's either that or plugging an expression pedal to test the code he's writing for expression configuration.
Gotcha. Next question: where do you see Chase Bliss 10 years from now?
It's funny, Knobs was asking me this, or not 10 years, but future, and he's like, this is getting bigger, and I've always talked about how I had an aversion to having less than 12 or having more than 12 employees, because I read, the guy who started Taylor Guitars, Bob Taylor, his book, and it has this part where stuff starts getting weird after you have more than 12 employees, because you're just less connected. No, you're just there's just too many people to have a close relationship with.
Gotcha.
So then it just, I don't know, kind of loses its intimacy, and that kind of, I don't know, it kind of scares me. So, but I don't know, man.
All these guys, I mean, that you have.
I just hope we're
you.
in business in 10 years mostly, and then I can still do this.
I think you're definitely going to be around 10 years from now.
I hope so. That's a long time though. My
I'm sick
kids
of
will
the
be
job.
like, my kids will be 15 and 13.
Working here. Only if they
Maybe,
want to, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That scares me to think about the future too much.
So you have a small team. How many people roughly?
We got Zach and Tyler and Mike and Dan and Charlie.
Yeah.
And then Mark Seal from 3 Degrees Audio has done a lot of contract work for us for
Okay.
Blooper. We also work with Parker Coons, formerly of Digitech. Has done hardware design for us a ton last year. Paul Ewell is our MIDI guru.
He's all over
Yeah.
that page, like
He's
helping
great.
out,
So
answering questions.
he's actually an assistant brain surgeon, but
Like brain.
brain, like he operates on people's brains,
Wow.
and in between that, he answers people's questions about MIDI.
Hopefully
So
after
there's
the
Paul.
surgery.
Yeah,
totally.
totally. Or when he's not. Yeah. That's his other job.
Totally
who else?
separate.
Who else works for Chase Bliss, kind of? Andy Othling, we do a lot of work with Andy.
Yeah.
He does, he's been doing Blooper live streams, and of course Knobs.
Yeah.
We've worked with extensively the last few years.
Andy, did he have a part in Mood?
He was involved. We usually set up Slack workspaces. Do you know what that is? It's
No.
just like an online way to communicate with lots of people, and he was on that Slack.
Okay.
And I know he named one of the modes, but I don't think he was like super involved with product design. He was around though.
Gotcha.
He was hanging around.
Who picks the colors?
Um,
Because the Mood has got a very unique color.
I mean,
Salmon?
I don't
Is
think.
it?
Okay, so I think that I don't know if it was. So oh, there's also Carl, is another Chase Bliss person.
Okay.
He is a graphic designer that does all of the the artwork,
Right.
and the logo and everything. And he I think came up with that.
Okay.
We just kind of explained kind of what the pedal did, and he was like, "Here you go." Old Blood might have suggested that salmon color because it was the Pantone of the year, I guess, that year.
Okay.
So we're like, how can we go wrong with the
Right.
Pantone of the year?
Right. I like it.
I feel like I should be able to give like one specific person the credit. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I named it though.
But that's just it. Again, that goes back to the whole
I like to
collaborative.
name things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Big mood.
Big Mood.
Mm-hmm.
Womb Tone.
Yep. All the names. I wonder if there's any pedals I haven't named. This one was a very collaborative name.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of, the look is inspired by the film THX 1138,
Okay.
which is George Lucas's like first movie, and it's like a 70s sci-fi thing. It's very weird, and they were really into it. Maris was, so I watched it, and then we were just thinking of names, and we just thought it's kind of like this, THX 1138, and then CXM is like Chase Bliss and Maris.
Okay.
And 1978 is when the Lexicon 224 came out, which is
Right.
this is what
Inspired it.
inspired this. Yeah, so that's the name.
Nice. And that product video for this, is that your voice?
No.
It
That's
sounds like you.
Oh, that's another person that we work with a lot. Merrick Winter,
Okay.
video guy. Yeah, he did that. He did all that stuff. He's like a really good. He's an actor. Well, no, he's not an actor, but he does voice acting, I think.
Okay.
So he did all the voices for that,
That's awesome.
and like I think in some cases, pitch them up and down,
Yeah.
too. Yeah, he's awesome. Love that dude.
Kind of go back a little bit. Therme.
Mhm.
You traveled
Yep.
and you did a video for the product in a bathhouse.
Yeah.
What was that like? Like, how do you? Did you just rent a bathhouse? Like,
Well, yes, I did. I was. I wanted to. I was working on this like analog pitch shifter, which ultimately became Therme, and I was trying to think of the name because I love thinking of names, and I was like, it's kind of sounds like this warm bath or something, and I thought I wanted to shoot a demo in a bathhouse, and then I found that the Roman word for bathhouse was Therme, and then just started to do some research about, because I love to travel too, and like I love to any excuse to make a trip out of something, I'm into it.
Yeah.
And found out there's probably the best preserved Roman bathhouse is actually in England, and in the city of Bath. And so I looked at it, and it still has water in it, which is I think it's the only one that like still actually has water in it.
Yeah.
And like you can rent it out, like people like get married there and stuff. And so I asked, but I remember it was like I wanted to rent it out in like late November, and I called them because I don't think they were responding to my email. Or I remember talking to them on the phone. It was like raining, and I pulled over, and I was, their English accents was great. And I said I wanted to rent it in November of, what was it? It must have been 2017 or something. Yeah. And they were like, November for this year, November for next year. And I said, for this year. And they thought there's like no way it would be available because I guess like it's like all sort of like Christmas time events. But it was like a Thursday night that we rented it. And they're like, actually, it is open that night. And here's how much it costs. And I was like, okay. It wasn't as expensive as you would think. I think it was like £900.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, which is, a non-trivial amount of money, but also like rented out a bathhouse.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you could do that.
Yeah.
Like normal,
So,
you wouldn't think like, oh, I could rent this out as a venue kind of thing.
So we had it for 3 hours. Yeah, it's great.
How does that come about? Like,
It was just
like,
a crazy
did you bring a whole
idea I
team
had.
with you? Or?
Knobs. Well, I wanted Knobs to do it because I had kind of told him about my idea, so he was in.
Okay.
We brought Knobs and also, what the heck? Who else was there? Wasn't Zach. I keep thinking it was Zach, but it wasn't him. Wasn't Tyler. Oh, Joe Clark. He used to work here and do video stuff because Knobs' job was to do the bathhouse video, and then I just wanted someone to kind of do like a documentary of the trip. So then he did that.
That's awesome. That's probably my favorite, and that's where
thanks,
like
man.
like your sense of humor, even like with all the stuff that you guys do, is just like it keeps things fun, I guess.
Thanks,
right?
man.
And not doesn't get as serious. And that's the one thing. Another thing I love about your company is even with life in general. I mean, life gets too serious all the time, and you gotta balance it. It's too short, right?
Yeah.
So
Life gets too serious, and so does like gear. You know, it's
you gotta break
we're
it up.
serious about our craft and serious musicians, but it's like music's fun.
Yeah. That's the one thing that probably drives my wife nuts is I act like a kid half the time. So.
Well,
my daughter loves it.
You gotta act like a kid sometimes.
She gets it.
Yeah.
She gets it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I got 5 questions
Okay.
to end things today. First one, any hidden talents separate from all of this?
I was a pretty good football player. I played football in college.
What position?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
Yeah. Other than that, so I don't know. Hidden talents. Yeah. I was a pretty good athlete, I guess.
Okay. All right. Guilty pleasure.
I mean, I love pop music.
Anyone you care to name? One of my old bandmates was the Spice Girls, and we played heavy metal.
I never was super fond of the Spice Girls, but I mean, like, actually, gosh, this is really revealing, but well, no, it's like my wife's like really into like I guess pop country, so like top 40 country, and like
I listen to it.
I listen to it a lot.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I used to like hate it.
Yeah,
and it just makes me feel good.
One of my friends referred to it as douche country.
Oh yeah. Well, I listen to it.
I laugh at them off though, because I like it. Mm-hmm. I like it. Like I said, I listen to everything.
Feel good.
Yeah. Favorite beer?
Probably Bell's Two Hearted.
Okay, and who's that from?
Bell's is the name of the
sorry.
yeah, and then Two Hearted is the name of the beer. It's an IPA.
Gotcha. Sorry, All right, favorite pedal of all time.
I mean, it's hard for me not to say the ZVEX Fuzz Factory. Just because it really kind of...
That's a crazy fuzz.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I've seen people like get extremely frustrated thinking that it's just way uncontrollable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But that... just a big part of my journey, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Last one.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a desert island, right? It's the desert island question, right? That everyone asks. You don't have to worry about, obviously, picks or cables, but you get to pick 5 pieces of gear that are going to be with you on that island.
Okay. I mean... I think I would just like, I mean, this is just like kind of like a cop-out answer, but I'd want some way to record things, you know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if a computer counts as like a piece of gear.
Anything goes.
Okay. I mean,
you don't have to worry about power, none of
Okay.
that, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd want some kind of digital audio workstation. Because you can, you know, with plugins, and I don't know, I'm sure that's not part of it, but like, you know, if you get Logic or something, like you're kind of set.
Okay.
A guitar.
Any guitar in particular?
I've just always kind of been partial to Strats, so I'd probably do that. We take like a Benson amplifier. So those are 3 things: amp, guitar.
You get 2 more.
Take a blooper.
A blooper. All right.
I get 1 more.
You get 1 more. I know. Typically, you don't get this much, right? When you're going.
Well, I mean, right now I don't really have a way to record into my computer, do I?
You don't have to worry about the cables.
Okay. But does that include microphones?
Man, maybe this was a bad question to ask.
No. Well, I'm like trying to build a budget studio here. Yeah. You were maybe like your future questions would be like, you know, guitar gear only or like something, but
no,
let's just
totally
say that
cool.
there's like stuff to capture audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's stuff to capture audio, so that then we don't have to worry about the computer. So now you have 2.
Yeah.
2 more things.
Okay. All right. Let's say I like that Juno synth that we have.
Okay.
That would be fun. And I'm gonna bring this thing too. I like it.
All right. So now you got your
There we
stereo
have it.
option.
Yep, I got stereo, I got reverb, I got a blooper, I got a guitar, I got a synth.
Everything's
Life's
covered.
good.
All right. Cool.
I picked 2 of my products. That's lame.
No, it's not.
All right.
You get to pick whatever you want.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for sitting down today.
Thanks,
I greatly
man.
appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
And thanks for checking out my channel, Frequency Fading. Again, Joel Korte of Chase Bliss Audio.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
Success.
Cool.
Cool.